Go. Well, I want to welcome everyone to tonight's very special meeting. Thank you for taking the time to join despite the very short notice yesterday. It's been something that I've been longing to do. It's just that we have so many things we are juggling at once and trying to find one that is befitting also. Now, while we may focus on creating more awareness about our products and the business, I am one that is given to leadership, training, and support. So you cannot send people to the field that are not well armed. So part of what we want to do is weekly we'll find out something that we believe will equip us much more so that we can produce the results that we see most of the amazing leaders like Talatu and Zimama and the rest of them actually making possible. So that's the essence for this call. It's going to be very brief. So it's something you may be aware, but let's just kickstart. Then the momentum will begin to build with other things lined up that will be shared. We'll be bringing up some other leaders to share thoughts and things collectively that we can learn. But please, if you can hear me, give me a one in the chat. If you can hear me loud and clear, and we are getting. I just want to be sure the sound is up and we are. Okay, beautiful. That's enough. Thank you, Zimbabwe. Once one person can, others can. Rosia, thank you very much. Thank you for joining me yesterday, and thank you for your commitment to be on the call today. Fatima, thank you very much. Auntie Grace, thank you. I know you had pushed me the other time. We should have this, and I told you there are many things on the plate. Thank you for your patience also. My amazing leader, Talatu, thank you so very much. Despite your Pilgrim's Progress journey, you are finding time to also plug in with the team. We truly appreciate and honor your leadership. Thank you so very much, Chunigoya, for always being on the call. Tibble Elizabeth, thank you. Mr. Bowman, thank you. Pastor Dan, thank you so very much. So let's get the Olytribe Leadership Academy started. Well, one of the things we are focusing here at Olytribe as we discuss wellness, we discuss community. With time, you hear me use the word more often that community is commerce. Community is commerce. Show me anybody who is making money. Show me anybody who's creating wealth. There is somebody building a community. A mosque is a community. A church is a community. Facebook is somebody's community. Instagram is somebody's community. Anybody created any sort of wealth, you can't succeed as a loner. You need a community. And that's why, as we focus on wellness and we are building a community, it's very pertinent that we also put structures that will help us to grow together. I wanted to say, those in favor say aye, but as always, the ayes have it. All right. So welcome to Olytribe. What we're doing here is guiding you on your first step to experiencing the product, sharing its benefits, and building your business. The interesting thing is that our business model is very, very simple. I tell people, yes, our business model is very simple. You experience it, you buy it, you share it. Okay. So following these clear steps, you can start earning commissions and growing your team effectively. Lest I forget, my name is Solomon James, and probably in the next 20 minutes, we'll just pace through this and we begin our journey together. Now, let's take a look at our OlyLife journey. There are simple steps to success here. Things are not complex. Like I said, I choose to move from being an educator to a communicator because in fact, there was a trainer I was listening to, and he said, look, he said, communicators they take something complex, they make it simple. Educators take something simple and they make it complex because they go around all the jargons and all those things. So I just seize it hit me very hard, and I ceased being an educator to being a communicator. So most times I'm just looking at what are the simple steps to this. I do not like complexities, so I try to chew it myself, use my head to break the coconut. Another people can drink the water later. So let's follow some of these simple steps that again other leaders have used, they've duplicated, and we are seeing these things work. There are basically four steps to launching your business. Listen, you are not joining OlyLife. It's a launch. It's a launch process. So for many of us, we are on a launch. But you see, this roadmap here is designed to be straightforward. Like I said, we are focusing on actionable steps that you can easily replicate. Now, number one is you must buy your product. To truly understand, you can't be launching what you don't necessarily have control over experience. Like John will say, that which we've had, we've seen, we've handled, we've experienced, we communicate to you. Okay. So I like to communicate what I've experienced. But one way is that you buy the product, you own the product. Now, number two is that you now begin to create your testimonials from the product usage and all of that. And that's why it looks as if I'm accumulating lots and lots of products, because every one of them have a story to tell, and each story might be useful in a certain moment, and somebody might be needing that testimonial. And which again, your testimonial might be different from mine. When we create a catalog of this, we have a powerful tool to share as a tribe. Number three, we share with friends who care about their health. So the reason we will be harvesting your testimonies and my testimonies, so that we can now have tools that we can share with people who care about their health. And with that, once we begin to see these testimonies, you are sharing it, then obviously people will be, interest will be piqued, and you now begin to move into the step four, which is enrolling people on your left and your right, and the business side of it begin. So it's just a simple step four step. Everybody follows this four-step process. Okay, so let's begin and see what this is all about. Number one, step one is to buy the product. I strongly recommend you become a product of the product. Like I think I listed the other day, I have the P90, I have the Galaxy G1, I have the shaking massager, I have the Skyline, I have the Aqua X, which one I have the Vitality Wand, I have the OlyLife A9 Smart Bomber. You've just it's not a museum. I'm not creating a museum. These are devices that are aiding my health. So number one, before you launch, buy the product. Now your journey begins by acquiring one. You don't need every one of them. I didn't start by having all of them. I began with one product, and most of the leaders on this call also began by having one product. So your journey begins by actually acquiring your own OlyLife product. Now, while there are options like the $1,000 packages, okay, product, they are good starting points. There are other products like the P Plus, which is our most expensive product right now, $1,500, and if you are within the African continent, shipping down to you is $225. So everything is coming to about $1,725. Again, less than $1,800 or $2,000. So it's something affordable. I strongly believe anybody who takes his health serious is affordable. But again, you can begin with a $1,000 product. Okay, now it's less intimidating. Okay, $1,000. I can walk around this. And once people set their mind to this, they go for it. So if you're on this call, you've not gotten your product, the first step to launching this business is buy the product. Number two, like I said, it's just a fast-paced one, and we'll be developing this in a subsequent series, is to create your own testimonial. Once you have the product, you use it to generate your personal experience. Now, I've had the shaking massager come in. I think it's a week plus now, but I've not. Okay, I came in when I came in from Warri 2 days ago, thereabout, over the weekend. I noticed my daughter has opened it, and my wife just got in from work just a few minutes, and she was asking me, have I gone open the shaking massager because she wants to experience that. Okay, so yes, I mean we are going to experience it, but I like studying things, and so that I can just dig in and I begin to harvest the benefit. But once you have the product, use it to generate your personal experience. So they are eager to go to create their own personal experience. You see, your testimonial doesn't need to be dramatic. It doesn't need to be a cure. It doesn't need to be a major illness or cancer, tumor, diabetes, and some very dramatic turnaround that we see with people using the product. You see, the goal is to feel the product working, which is why I call it the befitting experience. Put your feet on the device, get the want energy hitting that spot. People are just seeing a whole lot of things. Now, so it could be very simple. I put my feet on the device and I'm feeling warmth in my ankle. That is an experience. Are you aware there are some persons that they no longer feel anything on their feet? It seems as if their cells are dead, nothing, neuropathy, numbness, they don't feel anything. But nothing dramatic, just they begin to feel. Like I had somebody who took my device and went somewhere. The lady had a stroke. She doesn't feel on that part of the leg. But just while it's going on, she suddenly, it's like you sitting and something like a rope cross. The way your response, okay, your stimulus just kicks in. The way she just lifted the leg, because it is for years she has not lifted that leg. She doesn't feel. So suddenly a warmth just flew, was now rising. She felt it. Now it you just need that little thing. Okay, again, I wanted to say forgive me, but you don't need to forgive me. I'm a student of the Bible, and I believe and I use it for most of my analogies. Sometimes you do not need a big sign. All the prophet told the servant, said, go. The servant went, came back, I see nothing, I see nothing. And on the seventh time, he said, I see a small hand. He said, that small hand is enough. It simply means something has begun. That is a testimonial you are looking for. So somebody says, I felt warmth in my ankle. For every one of us who have used the P90, the P90 Plus, you begin to feel that warmth. Some people say, when I put the pen on my knee, it lit up. For some of us, we have the conductive pen, which again, I would strongly recommend you get. If you have the device and you do not have a conductive pen, please reach out to your leaders, reach out to me, and we'll see how you can, because it's a very powerful tool also for people to see that the frequency is flowing from the feet up to the head. People are shocked, and most times when it happens, I tell them, you've become a mobile transformer. I say, go and hug your transformer, people will have light. I mean, we break out into laughter and all of that, but people are shocked seeing those things. Some people will tell you, I noticed deeper sleep after a few days. I had somebody who came to my office yesterday, had a session. This morning I woke up, and the first message I saw was from, he said, I slept deep. I slept so well. Just think about that. Now, do I need to convince him? One session I shared yesterday, my mother-in-law used the device. One session, 2 Sundays ago, a Sunday ago, and she said, God used you to repair my body. That was the exact word she used. It doesn't need to be something dramatic. You've got to harvest those testimonials. Some of us, we are afraid to ask people for feedback, to say, how did you feel? Don't be afraid. Ask it anyway. If the person says, I felt nothing, so okay, maybe you might come for a second one. Maybe you might need a second thought, but obviously something has begun in you. And sometimes some people tell you by the second time, some people say by the third time, then it kicks in. So don't just believe something is not working. Harvest those testimonies, no matter how small it is. It's a simple step. So when you harvest yours, you in fact probably will just begin, because part of what I have in my head, there's a day will just be like a testimonial hangout. Everybody's just sharing all what is happening with their clients, their prospects, their family members, their loved ones, people using their devices, those who want to come live to share, we can share. That's a powerful tool. Nothing beats a testimonial. It's so powerful. You may say it does not work, but once I was blind, now I see. So, number one, buy the product. Number two, create your own testimonial. For me, it was a sleep. I mean, I normally I sleep every Sunday. I've always said my first experience was on a Sunday after church. Now I'm one that is very conscious of my health. I'm a health freak, and I invest in tools that helps my health. But that Sunday after Leader Talatu had said that device to me, and I used it. I slept that Sunday till the next morning. My wife came in at night. She was like a shadow. Just the next day, I was wondering, what kind of sleep did I sleep? It was a REM level of sleep, deep. That was my own personal story. So it mustn't be dramatic that they had cancer, I had diabetes, I had high sugar, and all of those. So just make sure you harvest the testimony. Number three, now begin to share with your close friends. You see, that's why I strongly recommend we begin to hold close knitted befitting sessions. Some of us are looking for a hotel to go use. Some of us are looking for an event center to launch out. You don't need that. Trust me, you don't need that. The first set of meetings should be within your close friends. Get people in your where you live. If you where you live is a compound or it is an environment where at least you are not a Liverpool, you walk alone. Other people they know you. Tell them, look, there's something I just got. Come experience it. And now they come put their feet on the device. I did. There is a befitting video I shared that you don't even need to present. What is it? Put your feet on the video on the machine, and if you have your laptop and you play and they are listening. If you have a smart TV, you plug it on and they are watching and the explanation is going on. So share with close friends. Now that you've experienced the product, it's time to share personally. Use it in homes for demos or small befitting parties, grounding parties. Talk to your friends or families. Now, and there are a lot of people who are interested in wellness. And the beautiful thing about our devices is that you can carry them on your backpack. I traveled the other time to Worry, and I mean I had my machine in there. I had my Galaxy G1. I had my Vitality Wand. So imagine carrying three products just in one backpack. It's a mobile tool. Some of us have done businesses that are stationary. The products are stationary. You can't move, so it's easy for you to move. Just book an appointment with a friend. I'm coming to your office. 30 minutes. Put your feet on it. When is your break? Oh, my break is normally 12 to 1. So don't worry, I'll be there before 12. So that exactly 12, your feet is on it, and you can now go have your lunch or whatever. Share with close friend. So the approach here is focusing on personal connections rather than broad social media promotions. Because once you have people who are close and they are experiencing it, it will build your own confidence as to how it works. I hope you are following. Now, remember, when you buy the product, you use the product, right? You get your testimonials from using it, and the people around you, then you share. Now, if you do all of this, trust me, there will be a lot of interest who now come in to want to buy. Okay, that's where the registration process begins. Like I said, a pastor was in my office yesterday, and yesterday was the second time I've seen him since he picked up his machine, since late June or first week of July or thereabout. He had come to my facility to get water. Well, okay, for something else that I do. And he came and I said, oh, do you have 30 minutes? Put your feet on this device. And he came, he said he was in a haste. I said, it's just 30 minutes. In 10 minutes, he was 5 minutes, he was dozing off. He was dozing off. And when he was done, he said, something is happening. By the next day, he had paid. The next day. I didn't do a presentation. It was just a session. one session because he was dashing out, but he slept. And he said the way the something detox him, he knew something was working. Yesterday when he came, he said this thing is working. In fact, he said he runs it once a day. He uses it once a day. He said, but he knows the energy level. So again, just those sharing with people, just like I've outlined, following that 3-step process can lead to step 4, where people begin to buy their devices and you can begin to build a community. Remember, community is commerce. So let me take us the next few minutes also on how we can fast track our way to 1-star. 1-star is what we call M1. Okay. How do we create a duplication process that makes this easier? Now, again, duplication here is real growth. This is not, like I said, a work alone business. You've got to work with a team. You've got to work and build with a team. Once you've enrolled 2 people, your goal first is to enroll 2 people. Remember, 1 on your left and 1 on your right. And remember, by the rule of the company, your first person is always on your left. Okay, so 1 on your left, 1 on your right. Now you have a balance. Your new focus now is helping them to do the same. Except for some people who choose, they just want to be end users. Nothing concerns them. Okay, they just want to use the product. Like the person I talked yesterday, he came yesterday. In fact, he said before the end of this month, he wants to get the Galaxy G1. He wants to pay for the Galaxy G1. That's the next product that he needs. Nothing concerns him with building the business. He's just someone who is very, very passionate about his health. Okay, so you might leave them for a while. So what I did, rather than waste that, I took that his own registration and I registered somebody else with that registration. Okay, so that because the person was hungry, the person wants to build the business. So once you've enrolled your 2 persons, your focus is helping them to do the same. So help your 2 people to get their 2, and that is the core of duplication. Because all the challenge we have is you have a device, all the people around you that are interested, they also don't have device. So when you give a device to one person, other people are pending. When you give a device to one person, some person can hold your device for 3 days, 4 days, 1 week. What happens to the rest of the people? Unless you are getting multiple devices, or let's say the P90, you have 2, your P90 Plus, you have 2, and other products like that. So that while one is on loan, while one somebody's experienced that, you have another device that other people can be using. So, but it's very simple. Just create a befitting experience. Now, I said something when I launched as at that first week of July, when we're doing our 90-day that is coming to an end, I think September 8th. Now, like I said, so imagine I have 10 people and probably 90 members, and plus myself making 10, and all we do is going for 10 befitting experiences daily. I get 10 people who have mapped out, and I go, they have a session. 9 of them also go, they do the same thing. How many of us know if I do 10, they do 10? That's 100 befitting session in a day. 100. I want to follow the math. 100 in a day. If we do a bus for 10 days, that is 1,000 experiences. 1,000 experiences in 10 days. Guys, do you think we will sell 5 to 10 machines in 10 days? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. In fact, while we sell 5 to 10, out of 1,000 experiences, we have deposited seeds for another 20 to 50 that will be buying. Now, you can see how this is all playing out for you to becoming an M1. It's not rocket science. So the goal here is to reach 1-star by achieving a 14 on the left, 14 on the right structure. Now, that is assuming that they are buying $1,000 worth of product. But just like I said, one person can buy multiple products, and that increases the volume and shortens the time. So 7 people on the left, 7 people on the right can buy $2,000 worth of product. That's already an M1 also. Okay. So your goal again is just to duplicate. I'm not even going ahead to say for those who will buy multiple, but let's even say $1,000 worth of product, which is a beginner entry price for at least for you to begin to build the business. Reach out. And mind you, when we say 14 on the left, does not mean you brought 14. Those people too are also beginning to duplicate this simple process. So you might find out that the rest is also spillovers is counting for you, while what you're also building is counting for them, and everybody is building accordingly. So this will give you access to the global pool bonus, where you become a shareholder and a stakeholder in the company. So let me take you through the power of true duplication and the income potential here. Now, imagine with $1,000 package, you start by sponsoring just two people, Then you help those two people to sponsor their own two people, and so on, duplicating this through 12 level. You see, this simple power of two strategy unlocks massive earning through 4 income streams. Now, 4 income streams. Now, mind you that OlyLife pays in 6 amazing ways. However, I'm not talking the one that you are doing some sessions and you are charging fees and all of that. That's not even part of their reward model. It's just they have 6 ways, but if you just had 2 people who you help work with and sponsor 2 people, and it goes down 12 levels deep, there are 4 income streams here. Number 1, personal sponsor bonus, because for the people you sponsor, you are going to earn the personal bonuses on them. You are going to earn tier bonuses, because every time there is a left and right aligning, you are getting the bagam $375, and you are not beginning to earn the binary bonuses. Even if you start with $1,000, you know that's 11% of whatever they are earning, that is happening left and right, and you are beginning to earn from those. Then the coaching bonuses, and you begin to earn from what the people who you brought in are earning from their binary bonuses. It's so amazing here. So just imagine level 1, you got 2 persons, you've already earned $525. Now again, I'm using $1,000 benchmark here. Somebody said, how did you get 525? Personal bonus for $1,000 registration is $75. Left and right is $150. Now the Bagam tier bonus in between is what? Is $375. $375 plus $150 gives you $525. Now, even if you remove the 20% that the company will put for repurchase and all of that, in Naira, you'll still be doing over 500,000 Naira just by having 2 persons. So imagine you now have 4, you now have 8, and it begins to go down. As you can see on the screen, by the time you are hitting the 12th level, you are already looking at over $500,000. Now, do you now understand why the company has created over 500 people who are $1 million earners? Because it's possible, it's doable. So again, across the 12th level, you get your personal bonus, you get your tier bonus, you get your binary bonus. By the time you are getting to the 12th, your binary bonus is already over $397,000. Right? Because at the 10th level, so imagine 1,000, we have 1,000 people. Look at level 10, you're having over 1,024 people. So just think about that. If you go to level 11, where that doubles and we are taking it left and right, what happens? You've already done over $300,000. You're looking almost $400,000. Your coaching bonus, which again, we're even looking at maybe your first generation, 10%, your second generation down, you are looking at 5%, an average of $132,000 is in. Estimatedly, you've earned 534,000 US dollars. This is just with 2 people. So what now happen if you now have 10 super leaders, 5 super leaders? You now created another 2 people, which is again, that goes down level. Are you not $1 million earner? So this is why it matters. With just to invite and helping your team to do the same, a one-time $1,000 package can unlock very serious potential. It's simple, it's duplicatable, and this works. So again, it's not rocket science. Don't complicate it. The goal here is to create duplication. create duplication. Work with the willing, work with the people who want to work. That's why, for example, you will see a team member will say, I'm hosting an event, and other team members will bring their own devices. Maybe that team member just has one device, but 10 of us who are within that vicinity also have maybe the same state, the same region. We have our own device. We all bring the device so that more people can benefit and put their feet on it. What do you think you are doing? Everybody's building. Now, I traveled to Port Harcourt the other time. Every time I travel to Port Harcourt, I don't pick up a machine. Z Mama gives me a machine to use. She came to my hotel, or she comes to where I am. She brings a machine for me to use with my friends. I went to Warri. She sent from Port Harcourt. She sent a machine to Warri. It is that machine that she sent to Warri that opened up Warri. That's the machine I use for Mr. Frank. And today they are building a team in Warri. But I didn't travel with a machine because my machine was also in use in Lagos. But another leader who was willing to also, so you can see how the support is going. You don't do this alone. Okay. I hope you are seeing how we are working collectively. So let's just have a quick checklist here in launching your business as we bring this to a close, and I'll take your question. Number one, so just do this like a checklist so that you know where you are. Buy your products. Have you bought a product? If you've not, set it as a goal. The month is coming to an end. Push for it. Set it as a goal. Set it as a goal. Okay? Get your product. Now, I do know you have one product. What's the next product that you want? Set that also as a goal, okay, and use that to upgrade or register another family member or loved one and expand your team. So buy your product. Number two, use it and write your experience. Document your experience. It mustn't be dramatic. We don't need thunder striking. We just need something that is simple. Document it. Number three, invite friends to a befitting party, okay? People use grounding. I use the word befitting because it is their feet that must be on that device. So I coined that word. And I'm proud of it. So let's have a befitting party all over the place. Let's have a Gumbi befitting party. Let's have multiple befitting party in Jos. Let's have I was talking with a leader, Ken, this morning, and he's telling me they are launching something by next week in Lagos. They have a place they want to start doing something, having befitting sessions. That is beautiful, very beautiful and commendable. Okay. So once you do all of this, you begin to enroll people on your left and on your right. Now, once you do that, please help your tool to get two. Then join the weekly Zoom training. The interesting thing is that we have multiple trainings happening practically every day, practically every single day. Yesterday, there was a Zoom training. In fact, this night when I'm done, 9 p.m. tonight, there is a Zoom training also. So it's not just our team. We have multiple leaders. So in case you have somebody who the person cannot wait till then, our next meeting, there is a training. And I've done a kind of what we call on-demand Zoom presentations. I've posted it on the group. It's on our WhatsApp group, where when you go, there is presentation happening every 15 minutes. It's automated. There is a presentation running every 15 minutes. You will see the countdown, 15 minutes, the presentation starts. The person can register for it and goes for it. If the person cannot wait for the next 15 minutes, they will ask the person, do you want a recorded one? And the person can watch a recorded one immediately. So you see, we are trying to use technology and things so that somebody can wake up 2 a.m. and have a presentation. Please, if you don't have access to these tools, I have already created them. Please reach out to your leaders, get the link. The link is usable by anybody, okay? All you just want is an exposure. The people are exposed and they get back to you and you follow up with them. So join our weekly Zoom meeting or our daily on-demand meetings that are happening every 15 minutes around the clock. And lastly, you just rinse and repeat. So you see, success isn't about perfection. It's just about repetition. So as we repeat and repeat, I want to believe that before the end of September, we will be having multiple M1. If you are not at M1 and you think by what we have shared, it's possible for you to do an M1 by September, probably just comment a 7 in the chat, and so that we can know where you are and we can work with you. Already, I know of many people who are very close to M1, but again, we want to see a burst of M1s in the month of September. So that's the goal. That's the goal. Grace Boy, good. It's locked in. It will be done. Fatima, it is doable. PNG, no worry. You as a tsunami, your own can happen next tomorrow. Don't. It's your machine that is waiting. So you are not on the list, man. You are not on the list. Don't come and remove. Your own is just once your machine land. Your own is on the list. Pastor Wale, Pastor Wale, good to see you. We met in Ghana. Okay, the last time I came to Port Harcourt, okay, we had seen them, we met in Ghana and all of that. Yes, it's possible. M1 is possible. So you see, guys, grace divine. Yes, it's possible. Pastor Dan, your M1 is already your M1 is just a stone throw away. Austin, yes. Pastor Ken, we discussed your M1 partly today. It's possible. You'll be on the list. Yes, Ladan, take it. You'll be on the list. Children, you'll be on the list. Now, I hope you are seeing Leader T, Zimama, listen, in the month of September, it will be a harvest of M1s. A harvest of M1. Please just let us know where you are, what you want to do. Connect with the leaders. Connect with the leaders. Don't do this alone. Don't do this alone. Just, it's remaining. You see, so Zimama was saying that I did M1 as if it was nothing. Okay, I did M1 in about 5 weeks when I was really serious. Okay, I did that global presentation June 8th. I began at M1 July 9th. Okay, so I kept that date, so I know I know the dates in my head. It was just about under 5 weeks anyway. But it is not when you join, it is when the business enters you and you are ready. You can do it. Some of us can do this even in 2 weeks. So I look forward to us having a avalanche of M1. And listen, you know what M1 means? You have 5% shares in the company. A company that is doing is doing $100 million every month. In 10 months, it's $1 billion. So even if they take 5% of that, that's $50 million. And they now share, which will be more than that anyway. And let's even say in all your earnings, there's an extra every year, extra $5,000 to $20,000 that comes, and according to those that I've received, and the numbers will keep getting bigger. And the beautiful thing is that the pie for the M1 keep increasing. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, every sale is coming into the same pool. So it's as if you're not even competing with other people becoming an M1, because for them to do an M1, that pool is getting bigger and bigger. But what we want to do here is to make sure our tribe and family are part of the harvest, especially in the month of September. I do know Zimama put up a promo the other time for people to get the Galaxy G1. Pastor Dan had qualified. Leader Talato had qualified. She promised me one, which is held by custom. But don't worry, she promised that she will give. Now, I do know that Nono also has a promo that is pending too. That if you can do an M1 before September, right? September ending, you'll be getting a free Vitality wand from her. So please, if you are close, just let me know. We'll connect you and send your details to Ugo, so that na caravan now they go bring Vitality wand. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. There is an ongoing promo by Dr. Nono. So for the Vitality wand. So please, just many of us, you just have this extra product because we choose to go. Again, so that's just what I wanted to share as we kickstart this, and truly appreciate you joining. Grace Bike can help us with the breakdown, my background. Okay, yes, okay, yes, Grace Bike can do that. All right, but if you do have any question, I will take the question and I'll open up the room so that if we can make contributions. Like I said, I wanted to just brief. It's our first meeting, and there's a lot we will be bringing to make sure we know how this is positioned, why we're enjoying the health, we're enjoying the positioning to harvest the resources that are part of the package. So if you have any question, please raise your hand or you unmute yourself, and I'll take one or two, because like I said, it's going to be a very brief one, and we can get the recording out when it's ready. Any question? Any question? Grace Boy, they're saying you have some of the breakdown the for the promo. You have the idea.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. The breakdown is actually on in a written form. She has let's say the criteria how to help everyone in the team, especially for those that are ready to work with her to make the M1 rank. And the next is for each person to drop a message. She dropped a particular number. So for each and every one of us that are interested, we are just to drop a message to that number on the chat or on the breakdown she gave for the person to know that we are in for the will I say the challenge to reach
Yeah.
M1, which is Mr. Ogo.
Yeah, that's the husband. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I can share the write up
Beautiful.
here so that we'll
Beautiful.
all see.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is what you will do, because once we end this, we will miss it. Share the write up in the group. Those of us that have other subgroup will take it there and also share, so that everybody will have access to the same information and the contacts to reach. Okay, but I do know every one of us can do this. 4 weeks is enough for us to, and for some of us who have already been in the business, there are spillovers. So every sale is already counting for you. You have some people, like I already have somebody, he has not sold anything, but already one leg is already 10,000 PV. One leg is already 10,000 PV. The person has not brought one. So it's just more of like having 10,000 on the next round. The person is already an M1. Okay. So after bringing the first on the left. All right. So that is what we'll do. Any question? Let me see. Do you have less? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Do you have less than 3,700 PV? So if you have less than 3,700 PV in one organization, do you have less than 14,250 PV altogether? Are you ready to turbocharge your business? Do you want to become an M1 before the end of September? Hurry now, plug into this promo and make an astronomic leap. You'll be a prestigious one-star coach. You'll make at least $3,000 to $5,000, and you'll get a free Vitality One worth $600. Success loves speed. Success is yours. Powered by OlyLife Growth Smart, and you can contact Mr. Ugo. So this information will be also shared to the various groups, so that you can go to your back office and check and see, because she don't know what she don't enter. But it's not the beautiful thing here is, if all of us get this, it simply means we are also building the volume for her to get to M3. It's a win-win. You get a $600, 900,000 value product, and if 10 of us do that, she's also moving. So it's a win-win for everybody. That's why I appreciate the model of this business. Okay. So that being said, any other question, any other contribution? Z Mama, are you still there? So I can bring, because Leader T's background is very noisy.
Yes, good evening, Chairman. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, now hold on, Z Mama, because I wanted to close. I have a Chune Goyal whose hand is up. Please, let's have your concern. You can unmute,
Good,
please.
good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the charge and the presentation. Yeah, my question is not on the what you've just spoken about, but I've got a concern with people with the implant, like metals and so on in their body. I have a machine, and in fact, the first one I didn't remember to mention to the lady. She's been a friend, and she's had that metal for over 40 years. And she had already gone and had just about 9 minutes left. And I just remembered. And I'm like, oh, just come down from the machine. And she's like, no, mine will be different. I didn't feel anything. And so she did it till the end. And then today again, my one of my in-laws tried the machine, and he insisted, he said he's going to put it on a low level so that it's not strong, that anything would happen. He insisted. I said, okay, give it a try. This was the last experience I had with someone. So I just want to know, is it that something could happen later on, or is it while they're using the machine, something could happen? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much for bringing that up. As always, once there is a concern, we all learn from it. Now, sometimes you say there are some certain things that I've read a lot of things. I've gone into medical journals to read. For example, most of the drugs we take, they don't expire. But they don't expire, the pharmaceuticals will not make money. So most, to a large extent, they put expired products so that they can keep making more money. Okay, those are the behind the scenes financial calculations. But you see, some persons, the product expires, they still continue to take, not because that's truly expired, but because of certain conspiracies to take more money. Excuse me. So most times also, please let me take a break. So most times also, the companies need to protect themselves. So they can, like, they'll tell you, you take Panadol 2 days. If it does not work, consult your doctor. They are just trying to be safe. So they will tell you if you have this, if you have that, and there are some valid reasons for some of this. Now, for example, somebody that has a metal in the leg. I was in Zaria and I had to use the device for a very top senior minister of God. And when I was to use, I asked him, I said, do you have metal? He said, yes. So what I said, he does not even know. So, but I told him, I said, okay, whatever it is, let's get on it. But I was going to do a very low session. So I did a very low session. I think I did 1 to 3. Yeah, we didn't exceed 3. Okay, because it's also in a very big size. So we did 1 to 3. And I dropped my vitality wand for them to also use. Now, for people who have metal implants, it's recommended they use the vitality wand. In fact, I will be doing a training on the protocols of using the vitality wand. That the P90 and P90 Plus will look like a joke. I mean, I've been studying a lot of things. You just, in fact, the more I look at my vitality wand, truly that's a gun to shoot down a lot of things. So many of us just think just hit. It has multiple usage, and we'll work on that training and also share. Now, so I told the person just use a low frequency. So yes, some people go ahead and say I want to use. Now, but I also had I was coming back on Saturday from Warri, and one of our team member had called me urgently. He wanted to speak to me, and we got he dropped a voice note and I listened to it. He had, although it's something I've cautioned him, and that's why we say, please don't crank the intensity high, because some people say no until I start from 5 to 10. No, people stay on 1 and they get it. It is not the heat. It is the blood circulating. Remember, it's not just heat, it is the blood circulating and relieving and flushing all those benefits we talked about. So he is always trying to crank things up, crank things up. So the voice note was a little bit worrisome because he went to meet somebody and the person told him, I have intermittent heart failure. And he told the person, no, you can go ahead 1 to 6. And so the voice note was more like the person was now being rushed to the hospital and they were now putting the person on oxygen. Now, I'm just telling you what happened. I wasn't happy with him, and I told him because these are things I have said severally. But again, that's not when to whip somebody. But you're that please don't put people's life at risk. So I said, let me tell you the behind the scene of how some of these things work. Now, for somebody who is telling you I have heart failure, now you now put the person on 1 and 2 might be mild, might be safe if you don't go beyond that. Because you still need to walk. But most time, because of their health condition, they don't walk much often and they keep sitting, adding weight, having edemas. So 1 and 2 might be safe. You now go 3 and 4, they are now having a brisk walk. You now go 5 and 6, they are now jogging. I said, do you think an unwell man can jog? It's not safe. And you now put the whether the heart is now pumping because remember your blood is moving fast. The heart is now pumping, that heart is now pressured. And that's why they had to rush that man for a medical, that man needed oxygen and all of that. Now, I want to believe he had learned his lesson. So sometimes to be safe, the company wants to secure itself and said, if you have heart implants, if you have iron, if you are pregnant, please don't use this. But yet, some persons, because the P90 or P90 plus is just general and they don't want to miss out. But if the person insists, please, they shouldn't do above 3. In fact, 1 and 2, it's good enough for them to be safe. But again, the person is feeling the body. If the person feels anything, discontinue ASAP. Do not continue. But the best is if you have the Vitality 1, it's safer. Now, one thing there is, even though heat enters your body, because somebody had called me the upper week to say she had a client who has titanium screw in the brain, titanium screw. The question was, and the analysis, because you see, this thing, it's like we are reasoning things out. That's why we are not emotional, we are logical and looking at the science part of it. Is the frequency from the machine able to boil beans? Obviously not. It will even boil water. But yet you are feeling the warmth. That's why they say it's low frequency. So it is when you are now going to 10, going to the Terra 7 and above, you are actually increasing more heat, the intensity. Okay. And it's not something you are doing. That's why they give a gap because it will cool down back. Right. But a low in, I said, look, the person needs this for the body, but please just put it on 1. And that's what they did. And the person is getting the value. So, but again, just to be cautious, we will always put that caution. You're like when I run the meetings and I said this does not cure, does not heal, does not do anything. Those disclaimers are for our own benefit. Now we've seen many people who said, "Don't worry, I'll go ahead," and they're having fantastic result. But again, they are the one. It's their decision. They have their body. Please tell them if you notice anything, please desist from continuation. I really hope my rant helps and brings some clarity where needed. But again, I still have my amazing leaders. If they want to throw in 1 or 2, make contributions, they will. Okay. Was that the only question, or there was something I missed? Is there something I missed? Did I miss anything in answering the question? All right. All right. So that being said, let's have our amazing leader, Z Mama. Z Mama, please. Hello, Z Mama.
Yes, Chairman.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all that you do for the team. We appreciate you. We cannot thank you enough. And I'm totally short of what to say because this is priceless. You can't get it anywhere where you see a powerful leader, a mentor, a coach, not only showing by the leadership style, which is rare, is also giving us how it can be easy, how we can make money, how we can build our business with strength. We are grateful. We are not taking this for granted, and we are going to learn to implement this. And I can say for free that with all that Chairman has talked about, if we follow it diligently, we are going to see multiplying effects of it because this is the way to go. We thank you, sir. We appreciate you. And for all of us on this call tonight, please, I want to advise us, I want to encourage us to start implementing this if we have not. Even myself, I was listening and I was just smiling because if it didn't day, it didn't day. For this is premium. So let's go out there and make the better part of it. And I wish all of us the very best. Thank you. Good luck as we begin to do this going forward. God bless you all.
Thank you so very much. That's amazingly done. In case you don't know, Z Mama is just a few strokes away from M2. So it takes a lot to do that. So she has her own leadership style, always cheering the team, supporting the team, and we are proud to be in the same tribe. Thank you so very much. Now, I also see here that OM has asked, what are the precautions to take before using the machine? Please make sure your feet is not wet. Don't just come out from the bedroom and you put your feet on it. That's one precaution to take before you use the machine. Number two, there are two buttons below the machine. One is for heater. It's not for what we have a temperate region. Now, during winter, in fact, sometimes during when it rains, when you carry your machine, you touch it, it becomes very cold. So some people, when they put their feet on it, the coldness just like they just take their feet up. So what you want to do is to turn it on and it will warm the plate. It warms the plate. So they use it more for the European environment, weather, winter, and all of that. They warm the plate before putting their leg. You don't put both buttons on, otherwise some people might have blisters, especially people that have diabetic conditions. So please, once the plate is warm, you turn it off. You don't just even leave it. Okay, so that's a precaution. Don't put your machine on and put the heater on at the same time. Number three, please make sure they drink water. Very important. Before, during, even while you are using, they can be drinking water even while they, because it's low frequency, but it is taking some fluid, moist out of them. So those are, excuse me, those are precautions to take when they are done. They drink the water also. I think those are then, just like we said, the person is not pregnant, the person does not have a heart pacemaker, and most of all those things like that by the company. But once you take those precautions, I think you are safe and good to go. So, Adebola, I've dropped the message for you. The recording will try to, please, if you are not on any of the group, please plug into the groups and we'll put the recording there. And we look forward to having a much more robust continuation of our Olytribe Leadership Academy, where collectively we want us to grow. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who have joined in. We'll do this again next week. We'll be doing it at least once a week. And please have a befitting night rest. And God bless you. Yeah, Pastor Wale, thank you very much. Yes, don't join your two legs together because you are bridging the current. Don't join your two legs together. Some people even fold their hands. Don't fold your hand. Remove those metals. Remove metals so that it doesn't short circuit and reduce the magnetic flows and all of that. All right. Thank you very much for that powerful contribution. God bless everyone. See you on our next call. Bye.